You are live. Good afternoon. Hello, everybody. I want to welcome you to another edition of the Kingdom Fundraisers Live. I am Pastor Willie, your host. I'm here with you each and every Friday at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time here in the United States, depending on where you are around the world. You might log on at a different time of the day, or you might catch the video recording, and we want to welcome you and thank you for doing that. I've got some great information. You know, every week I try to give you some things that you can use. You can use as tools to build your organization or to learn more about fundraising and grant writing. And we do all we can to provide some information that's going to help you become the best at what you can do. And I'm very grateful to you for tuning in. I've been getting some good feedback. I want to remind all of you to go to my Facebook page or go to my YouTube channel. You can go to my webpage, wepeatinc.com. You can DM me on the Facebook channel, and we want to make sure you connect to those links so that you can ask the pertinent or the important questions that are for you so that you can build your organization, or in fact, you can learn how to do what I do yourself. You can learn how to grant write. You can learn how to fundraise. You can learn the difference in grant writing and fundraising and how that might impact what you're doing for your organization. Whether you are new or a startup, you know what we like to do is help your organization go from startup to sustainability. We also like to help you get your vision off of the paper and onto the pavement. And that way we can help. We do that by assessing your organization. We look at your model or your vision, and we assess that. And then we match that assessment with the right funder who will help fund your organization. When we say we'll match that, because we want to remind each of you that there are funders out there who want to fund your vision. We have to match them with what you want to do. If you're doing youth programming, you can just say to somebody, I'm doing youth programming, but it's really more than that. Are you doing after school programming? Are you doing child care programming? Are you doing mental health programming? Are you doing food programming? We want to assess your organization so that you can qualify for the funding resources that you're looking for. Once we review your organization like that, then we match that vision with funders who are out there. And that, keep in mind, those funders tell you in their annual report or the reports that they do, they let you know what type of organization they fund. And so we match your vision with what they're already funding. And what does that do? Once we can do so, we qualify you for what they want to do. Now we can help you create a consistent cash flow. Now, I just want to know who out there can use a consistent cash flow. How many of you all can use some dollars? Raise your hand. I know I can. My organization can. We can use more all the time. In fact, I've been on a session today from 10 to 11 o'clock with funding here in the area that we're living in for specific funding, for example, for opioids. We were looking at funding for youth, and we're looking for funding for low-income families. That was from 10 to 11 today. And what we did was on a webinar seminar to understand how the city is offering those monies. What are they doing them for? So we take the qualifications of the organization. We match that with what the city wants to fund. Does that make sense? And in doing so, we do that a lot of ways. And what we want to do is offer you some ways each and every week that you so desire to do. I have fun week after week. I'm talking to individuals like yourself who have questions about fundraising or grant writing. These last few weeks, we've been talking about the difference in the two. Then we begin to look at the tools that you need so that you can qualify. Just because you have an idea or a vision and maybe even have your own organization does not necessarily qualify you for fundraising. What you have to do is have all of your ducks in a row. How many of you all have ever been out there and applied for a loan or even a grant for schools to go to college? There's a checklist of questions that they ask. Grant funders, they do the same thing, rather it's national, federal, state, local, foundations, banks. Even if you're just writing to Walmart to get one of those $2,000 to $5,000 grants from Walmart, they're going to ask you questions. And you need to be able to answer those questions specifically. I enjoyed that seminar today because The lady going over that seminar kept saying over and over again, when you respond to these questions, you need to be specific and direct. Specific and direct. You can't put I want to do or can I, shoulda, woulda, coulda. You need to be specific about what you're going to do and how you're going to spend their money, how you're going to report or evaluate what you've already done. There's so many things that we want to help you understand that you need to do to qualify for funding. And so when you connect with me at WePete Inc. or my DM me on my Facebook page and we have our first session together, one of the first things I'm going to always ask you, what would you do with the money? By the way, I have an assessment. I'm more than happy to connect with you, send you the assessment that helps you align yourself with the type of things that we can do for you. We're working with, just recently had a conversation with an individual pastor down in Miami, and they're looking to do some things for their church and organization. And then asking those qualifying questions, they have their church information together, but the nonprofit side, he said, well, should I do it that way? Yes, you need to separate your church functions from the nonprofit side by creating a CDC, Community Development Corporation, or some form of nonprofit entity to separate the money that you receive from a funder from the money you use for churches. And so with a different EIN number, with a separate bank account, and all of those things that allow that organization, that nonprofit organization, to sustain itself.